Okay, the next project we're doing in this class is called the color emphasis. You can see that I'm just on homepage in Garland graphic design. Sorry, and click on modules course, and you're going to find under the color thing. I want you to make sure and watch this puzzle, that the universal effects of color, and then how color is used in graphic design. And then I want you to actually work on this assignment that you see here in this area right here. Okay. So we can click on color emphasis here. And this is a kind of like, this is an example of what it looked like when you're finished. This is what you're going to do is actually go to this link here. So you're going to click here. You're going to download this image. So you click download. It's going to open another file. I'm not sure why it does that, but click on download. So then it actually downloads to your drive, your computer. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to, and we're going to watch this video. Okay. And this video will explain everything, how to do everything in Photoshop, how to actually turn in your project. And this is a tutorial. So I want you to follow along exactly with what I'm doing to recreate this. So you're learning how to do some things in Photoshop. And then the extension is where you do your own. This is the tutorial. The extension is the next project. Okay. So this is YouTube video. We'll be here to kind of walk you through how to do that stuff. Okay. So the next step is actually we've downloaded the file. Now we need to actually click on the start menu down here, and we need to go into Adobe Photoshop here. And then so you want us to have the Creative Cloud CC 2019. So you want to see that version right there. So we open up Creative Cloud. This is what it looked like. I'm just showing you what it looked like when you finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close that one. What I'm going to do is it looked like you might have to log in with your, when you first open a Photoshop, and it might have to like log in since use your school provider account, and you want to choose enterprise. If it asks you, choose enterprise, not personal account. It's not a personal. This we're at school, so you choose a enterprise, which is school or personal. I mean, school or work. I'm sorry. So you click on open here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to downloads. We just downloaded the photo booth here, so it's called Antique Bench Photo Booth, whatever. And you want to open that. Okay. Then open this project. This is what it looks like when we start off. Um, when I think you start, it will look like this. It'll be like the really small panel options. For me, I like a little larger. It's not required for you to do that, but I would recommend maybe changing the panel options here. So that way you can see like a larger thumbnail of what you're looking at. So I like to see a little larger things. Okay. Um, what we're going to do first is we're going to use the selection tool. On the last project, we actually learned how to select coins and, selection things are actually in the shape. So now we're going to actually use freeform selection thing. That's what this quick selection tool really does well. So when I click on that to start with, then we're going to grab um, make the size larger here. So make it like a larger here. And we're just going to click and we can make this selection over this entire image there. You can see how it's selecting things a little bit more. So we're going to select all this stuff in the background. So we don't select everything but the photo booth. So we're actually selecting everything up here. It's not a perfect line right here, but we're going to clean that up. So select everything over here, select the bricks, select all the trees, and make sure you go over here. All this down here. Okay. And so if it's not selected, everything, you'll have to, look over that again. And we'll do some things to actually just double check. So now what we need to do is zoom in because we need to make sure that selection is good. So I can hold the Alt key on my mouse and zoom in. So I'm just going to scroll the mouse while I'm holding the Alt key. And my selection is still big, so we need to make that smaller. So I go up here and make that a little smaller. Okay, this is about the size. Again, zoom in a little more. Oh, undo that. Zoom in a little bit more. Alt key and scroll the wheel on your mouse. So now it has this larger thing here. And so we want to just clean it up. So make sure that I'm just telling the computer like that selected a little bit too much, and now we're going to click on the minus symbol and make it to where it goes to the edge there. So we're just telling the computer to recalculate the edge. So I'll click once here, and it's calculated edge. Now I can scroll up, but it's going to take a long time. So this line is not perfectly straight, but when you know, um, make sure it basically straight. So like select that edge there. So we're gonna do some things to refine that edge a little bit more. So we just as long as nothing sticks out really. Um, oh, and I clicked on something. I choose Control Z and undo that selection. So now I just add that in. I click once, go down here, click once again. So make it recalculate the edge again. I'm gonna zoom in. Oh, somewhat more right here. Click all that now. Yeah, make it recalculate the edge there. So that looks pretty good up here, like this. God, that did a pretty good job there. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit right there, but you know, yeah. So we're just telling the computer to recalculate the edge, and that's where the selection goes up here in this curved part. So I'm just sliding it over, sliding this slider up to the top here, and then I'll just slide it over. That looks pretty good. And okay, I've got to let not enough selected there. Okay, so it's going to go back and recalculate the edge there. So I just want to make sure nothing really stands out. And I click on the minus symbol, make sure it actually finds the white edge there. So it's good. Now then I'll scroll over. So it's got to let to actually click on the plus sign. So the background is what I want to grab, so I can add the plus sign right there. So then grab that. And I'm just scrolling over a little bit more. Scroll down, over, and down. So it's got a little bit more right there. A little bit more right there. I'm clicking once again. So now I just go to this edge there. Okay. So now we can go down. This edge needs to be cleaned up a little bit. So I'm just clicking once and it's kind of just telling the computer that the line will jump a little bit. I'm going to scroll over a little bit. Yeah. So it's in the middle of my screen. Scroll down, 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 down. Nothing. It's going to stand out a little bit right there. The line will jump around a little bit, but I was just making sure it selects. I mean, semi-straight line. Okay. Oh, again, we're going to refine that edge later. Okay. Scroll down, down, down. So now we're getting to the bottom here, and I'll scroll over and go down to the bottom here. So it didn't select the tree, so I'm going to actually zoom out. Hold on the Alt key, and then scroll out just a little bit more. So now I can actually make sure that's, again, the line will jump, but I'm just telling the computer like recalculate the edge there. Okay. So now I'm gonna zoom over, recalculate the leaves here. There's a hard time with the leaves down here at the bottom. So hold the Alt key and scroll out again a little bit more. Okay. So again, yeah. And when I let go of the mouse, it kind of recalculates and goes better. So like this edge. It did a pretty job over here, but it just didn't select the leaves over there on the other side very well. And this thing right here. Okay. So now I'm going to I'll hold down the Control and then 0, and it's going to zoom out. That's just a quick keyboard shortcut to zoom everything. Okay. So now we're going to do is actually use the select and mask. We're going to refine that selection a little bit more. So we can click on that and make sure if you want to go to your view and turn on the black and white. See, I missed a little bit there. I missed a little bit there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually hit cancel here and make sure my plus sign is selected. Make sure this is sizes up a little bit more. And I've got yeah, this little section right here and this little section bench right here. Now I can go back to selecting mask and make sure that it's all selected. The easiest one to do is black and white. So that looks good. There's a little bit there and a little bit there. So I can cancel it again. Okay. And the way I can make sure that it selects everything is just make it bigger. Make this selection really big. Even bigger here. So it's really big. And it will basically select everything. So it's so big that I'm going to go over actually and select everything. So we're going to click select the mask. Then yeah, the easiest way to actually make sure you have everything selected is to go black and white. That looks good. All the background should be white. The phone booth is black. And now we need these settings. So the radius is going to be 5. You can move these if you're actually doing this on the extension. You can move these radius and find this out. But I've done this already, so the radius we're going to be is 5. The smooth is going to be 15, I believe. The feather is going to be 1.5. I'm just typing this in on my keyboard. Contrast will be 0, and the shift edge will be 0. Okay, so we got all those variables and done, and we can actually now just select the. I think when you start about oh, I'm sorry, let's see, 1.5. Yeah. Now this when you start with the selection, refine selection, this output settings is not visible, so just make the arrow go down. The selection, you need to actually change the output to a new layer with mask. That's what we need right there. Okay, and then you would actually click OK. And what it does is it actually creates a new layer with this is called the layer mask. So everything is the photo booth is taken out. Okay, and the original image is actually this makes it visible and invisible. Okay, like this, turn it off. It's invisible. It's invisible right now. And turn it back on. Now you can see the background. Okay, and it's got this linked mask. That's what it's called. Okay, but we want to change it. See the little handlebars that go around the mask. We want to actually select the background. Okay, then we're going to actually change that. We're going to go up here to image and go to adjustments, and all the way down here it says desaturate. So basically, that takes all of the color out of the background. And then we're going to, one last thing, we'll just turn this background so that color photo booth shines through in the black area. Okay, so our photo booth is in color and our background is all black and white. So right here, we showed emphasis on the photo booth by showing that it's still in color. Okay, that's one way we can show emphasis. So then we're going to actually go to the menu here, file menu, and you click save as. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save it in downloads. Okay. So I'm just going to name it photo booth. Okay. So I want you to do, I'm going to have it doing both things. So save it as a Photoshop file. That's just a Photoshop file. You can see if I save this type as Photoshop. And click OK. Now I want you to do that again. File, save as. And now I want you, it's still Photoshop, photo booth, sorry. But the save as type, you want to go down to JPEG down here, this right here, right below if format, and JPEG here. Okay, and what you're gonna do is actually just save it again. So say, and you can leave the image quality 0 right now. This is a large file, so this kind of preview of what the size is gonna be. So click OK here. And then the next thing you have to do is actually then go back to our Chrome. Sorry. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a new tab here. So we need to get in the habit of, it's in our downloads. Okay. So what we need to do is get in the habit of actually going to Drive. So I'm just going to go to, oh, yeah, it won't look like this. So it'll look like that. Okay. So you open a new tab and we need to put those images into your Drive account. Okay. So we're going to actually go to your, like this little Google Apps grid of dots here. Click on the Google Apps, go to your Drive account. Now this is my Drive account, but you when I click on it would be your Drive account. And then so I want you to click on new here, new folder, and I want you to call a folder called graphic design. Like this. So you're just going to save everything that we create in this Google Drive folder. Okay. So we're going to click on create. Now that graphic design folder is there. So what I'm going to do is actually open it up. I double click on it, open it up. It's empty right now. But I'm going to click on new and upload a file. Go to my downloads folder. Okay. And I've got these photo booth. So I'm going to click on this and open it. Then click on, it's going to upload that. So while it's uploading, I click on that other file. Find this new file and then the JPEG one. So we uploaded the photo booth of Photoshop and the JPEG version. So you can see both of them are now in there. So that's on my graphics line. Okay. So now we need to go back and turn it in. So we're going to click on the canvas. And what I'm going to do is then, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to student view. You won't see that. So it will say start assignment right up here, this button right here. So you're going to click start assignment. And then what you're going to do is upload a file. So then choose a file and then go to my downloads. And I want you just to upload the JPEG version. See the photo booth JPEG that were created. Okay. So you just open that there. Okay. And it's out of there. Also, we're going to add another file. We're going to actually upload and choose this one. We're going to choose the Photoshop too. So we need to choose both files. Okay. So that's because I need to be able to see that you've created everything in the Photoshop file, and then JPEG is actually just something you can add to your portfolio. Like you have different assignments, different images you can add to your portfolio. Okay. So click. So make sure both of them are selected there. So you click submit assignment, and then both of those images there get added to that assignment. So make sure they are getting uploaded. Okay. And it's a good habit to get into to make sure that those things that were uploaded are actually uploaded. So click on this photo booth here. It's going to download that, and I can click on it real quick. Yes, it's the one, the image we wanted to actually get downloaded. So we're just actually checking that to make sure it's the correct one. So, and that should finish everything for this assignment.